What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Aurzyn, and as you guys can see, today we are on NBA 2K23. It is currently like 1 in the morning as I'm recording this, and you know what I'm saying, we was able to get some early access on this game. But anyway, I've been in the builder for about an hour or two, just trying to make the best build possible. And honestly, in terms of how day one builds usually are, they're not the greatest builds. I think this is going to be a super good build. Obviously, we don't know the meta yet. We don't really know how the gameplay feels. So it's kind of a guessing game day one. So you kind of have to just guess what is going to be the best thing to upgrade day one. And I think with this build, I have a really good balance of everything. Now, it's going to be mainly more of a center build, but you can also run this build on the ones. And if you were really crazy, you could even run this build at guard. You guys know me, every year I try to make the most all-around build I possibly can. But listen, I don't want to waste too much time rambling in the intro. Let's go ahead and hop into the builder and show you guys what I got for NBA 2K23. All right, anyway, as you guys can see, we're going with the power forward position. Now, the power forward position seems to be the best position again. If you guys don't remember, in 2K21 next gen, so not last year, but the year before, 2K21 next gen, power forward was absolutely dominant. It seems power forward is going to be pretty dominant again. Now, going into the body settings right now, this is really important right here for why I did this. Now, you probably think, oh, build that could play center. You're probably going to be going like 6'9", 6'10", but I'm actually not. I'm going to be going 6'8". I know for a lot of people, you're going to be thinking 6'8" for a center. How is that going to work? And in previous years, 6'8" for a center could work, but we don't really know what we're doing this year. And I was just looking at 6'9", 6'10", and you don't really get what I was looking for. You know, your speed with ball is really low. Your ball handle is a lot lower. Your speed is a lot lower. And I'm someone that likes to make an undersized center because I know myself, I can get stops. So I like to make an undersized center and be able to dribble with it. So I was looking at 6'10" and 6'9", but I ended up going with 6'8". Now with the weight on this build, everyone is preaching strength, and I think strength is going to be important, but honestly, I'm not looking to have a 99 strength build. I just think you lose way too much when you go for that 99 strength, and you have to sacrifice a lot. Like, it takes like 3 whole overall points. So you'll see when I get into the builder, but it takes a lot to max your strength. So what I ended up doing was I was experimenting with like the 267 because you still get the 75 speed with ball, which is what I'm looking for. But I ended up on 223. And as you guys can see with this, I get a 78 speed with ball, which is, I was only looking for a 75 because I want to be able to get those good dribble styles and not be stuck with the like worst dribble style possible. Now, the next up was wingspan. And obviously, I'm going to go as high as possible to start. But if you guys want silver limitless, which I definitely wanted, I put it down 1 and I got to an 85 three-pointer. That way, when you get that 85 three-pointer, you can actually unlock silver limitless. Now, listen, for your stats, honestly, with this next gen builder, you are not going to be able to, like in previous years, you could get away with going everything. Like you could have finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, and your physicals. This year, you have to cut at least one thing. And for me, I know people were going to say mashing was going to be the thing to cut this year. But in my opinion, I'm just not someone that likes to slash a bunch. You know, slashing, it's kind of like that extra thing I always have in my build, but I never really use. And I don't really think it's that good unless you're going like 99 driving dunk and a pure slasher. I think if you're literally just getting to that contact dunk area, it's not even worth it. So with this build, I'm literally going to leave finishing for last because I don't think it's that important compared to all these other stats. But let's go ahead and start off with shooting right here. Shooting, I maxed out my three-pointer because obviously I want to be able to shoot threes. It's one of the things I was really focusing on this build. I wanted to be able to shoot threes. And so 85 three-pointer, you're going to be able to shoot just fine. Now for your mid-range, I was playing around because I only upgraded my mid-range for badges, and I found that an 81 worked best for me. Now you're going to want at least 22 because if you guys see right here, I'll explain the core badge right now. Basically on next gen, I don't know if it's on current gen. I haven't tested out current gen yet, but I'll be posting a video on current gen later today. The core badge is basically just a free badge point. I have 23 badge points right here. So you have to spend at least 10. You'll see this when you go into the builder. You have to spend at least 10 on tier 1 and tier 2, which would mean I have 13 badge points left in order to use on these tier 3 badges. Now you're going to want at least 22 for this build. You can drop your mid-range down a little bit if you don't want 23. You would core catch and shoot, which would be a free badge, and you would use 12 badge points in order to get limitless range and deadeye silver. And in my opinion, blinders is not worth it. But anyway, that was my thought process behind it. I know it's very confusing. Hopefully current gen won't be as confusing, but you just have to keep in mind, if you want those tier 3 badges, you can only apply them after you get 10 badge points in tier 1 and tier 2. So for example, let's say there was no core badges. If I wanted limitless range silver, I would need at least 16 badge points because 10 of them have to go in tier 1 and tier 2 before I can even put on a tier 3 badge. Okay, now moving on to playmaking. Now playmaking, the ball handle is working a lot different this year. You need a lot higher of ratings in order to get the drum moves you want. Now for me, badge wise, it doesn't make sense to go anything lower than 89. And I also get that crucial Hall of Fame quick first step, which is a super important badge. And it's going to allow me to beat these oversized centers, you know, these 7-footers. If I get the ball, I have the ball in my hands, I'm going to be able to dribble around them all day. And it's literally just I'm going to have no problem scoring on like a big center. In the reverse end, he might be able to, you know, back me down a little bit. But when we get to defense, I'll show you. This build has really, really good defense. Now with this, speed with ball, I'm maxed. And pass accuracy, I put up until 82. That way I can have 23 playmaking badges. Again, with this, I would spend 10 badge points in tier 1 and tier 2, and then I would put killer combos as my core badge, and then run gold unpluckable and silver handles for days. Now you have to, there's no way I can possibly get all 4 of those tier 3 badges, so I have to sacrifice one. And in my opinion, Clamp Breaker is probably the one I need the least. So anyway, moving on to defense right here. Defense is really, really important for me, and it's where I put most of my attributes. Starting off, the first thing, defensive rebound, I put all the way up to a 93. That way I can get rebound chaser on gold. Now to get rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, I would have to go all the way to a 99. And for me, that just takes way too many attributes in order to give me very, very minimal difference. So for me, 93 defensive rebound. Now I'll come back to offensive rebound because I don't upgrade offensive rebound all the way either. I just think offensive rebound is not as important, and you have to sacrifice certain stats. There's literally no way to get everything you want in this builder, which I actually like. It makes the builder a lot more balanced, but there's literally no way in order to get everything you like. So anyway, moving on to block. In order to get Hall of Fame chase down artist, you need an 88. So that's what I went for. I went for an 88 block. Interior defense, I wanted just an 80, but I'll come back to it in a second. 80 gives you silver post lockdown, and 80 is a pretty decent interior defense, because when you max these stats, you lose a lot of attributes to upgrade, like available attribute upgrades. Now for perimeter defense, I put this, I think it goes up to like 77, and that gets all the badges I need, but I ended up going with 81 just because when I'm at 81, I get more badges and I get all the badges I need. So going back to interior defense, actually, I put this to an 81 too, just because it gives you extra badge points. And finally, when I'm on steal, I put my steal to a 59. Now I know that might seem low, but I'm not trying to get on ball rips. The only thing I'm trying to do is get some lane steals sometimes. And, you know, I'm not trying to be like an absolute, I'm not just trying to spam X the entire time, because one, that uses your adrenaline boost to spam X. And two, like, I don't know about steals this year. So I just went for a 59. That's the only way to make this build work. And for rebound, I went to a 78 in order to get 25 defensive badges. Meaning, you know what I'm saying, I have a lot to work with on this build. But anyway, the final thing right before we go back to finishing, if we upgrade our speed all the way, our acceleration all the way, 83 speed, 76 acceleration, which is very, very good. Plus you have Gym Rat, which will give you a +4 to all of these categories and physicals, not to your actual build. This isn't like current gen and previous years where you would get a +4 to all of these stats. That's not how it works anymore. You don't stop at 95 and have a fluctuating system. You just go straight to 99. The stats you see are the stats you get. Anyway, moving on to strength, I went with an 81 strength. Like I said, strength is going to be important this year. Going to a 99 strength, this really didn't make sense for me. So having an 81 strength plus the 4 from Gym Rat will be an 85 strength. And I think that will be plenty to keep up with some of the bigger centers, especially with my defense. And I know being a good player, one, I'm just not going to give him the ball in the first place. And two, I know I'm going to be able to get a stop when I do give him the ball. So, you know what I'm saying, 81 strength for me is good enough. I wouldn't really go too much lower than like high 70s. If you're a center, you're gonna need strength. You're gonna need strength not to get bullied in the paint. And moving on to stamina, like I said, I'm gonna be dribbling, so I'm going for a 95 stamina. When you get the +4 from Gym Rat, you will have a 99. And with the final little bit, I up my vertical a little bit. And one important thing, actually, you are going to want to put your driving layup to an 80. Now, you're not going to have any driving dunk on this build, which some of you guys may be complaining about. But for me, you know what I'm saying? You can't have everything this year. You can't have everything this year. And driving layup with strength, with everything, I think you'll be just fine. You'll get all the layup packages when you have an 80 layup as well. So, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's fine. And with these last attributes, I put it on vert. And I think I can actually do that. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'd rather have that. And we put the last one on free throw, just like that. And this is the final build. I actually messed up. I had one on free throw and I just put it on stamina. But these are the final stats right here for this build. I messed around in the builder for a long time, and this was the best I could find. So if you guys can find something better, I don't think you can. You might be able to, but this is my day one build for next gen, and it is the build I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future on next gen, at least to start the game off. I think it's going to be really solid. Going to be able to dribble, going to be able to shoot. It's not going to be able to dunk, but it is going to be able to drive and get layups pretty good. And finally, it's going to be able to defend. Now, going into takeover, these are the takeover options you get. For me, I don't think playmaking or glass takeovers are worth it, so I went with spot up precision. You can go with spot up precision or limitless range, and for fun, I went with ankle breaking shots. Now, you do not have to go with ankle breaking shots. I would go double sharp or a glass takeover if you're trying to be smart. But for me, I'm trying to get some ankle breakers. So we went with ankle breaking shots. Hit continue. My build is complete, and you know what I'm saying, it has shades of Draymond, Jerry Lucas, and Keldon Johnson, which I don't know where it gets that from, but you guys can see it is a face up playmaker. I think a lot of people have been getting that build name, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna lie, let's just be honest, this is basically just a playmaking glass cleaner from last year, but this build has a way better three-pointer. I'm not gonna lie, this build has an 85 three-pointer. It's basically a play glass, so this build is gonna be extremely good. I'll go ahead and test it and show you guys my badges real quick. So with our 7 finishing badges right here, I'm going acrobat, rise up, and fearless finisher. Fearless finisher takes 4, so there's our 7 badges right there. A lot of these badges just aren't very good, so I kind of just have to put on what I can get. So anyway, moving on to shooting. Now, shooting is a little bit weird. Amped right here, it's basically tireless shooter. Put that on gold. Green machine will put on gold. And you know, I was looking at some of these badges, and you know, for me, I like to have fun, and I think midi magician will be very good badge for me. Pull up, spin shots, fadeaways. You guys know I love to troll, and I shoot those shots a lot. So putting this on silver allows me to get to tier 3 badges, and with this I can core, catch and shoot. You guys can see that's how a core works. It doesn't use any badge points, but you do have to have the available badge points to put the badge on. So if I only had 6 badge points right there, I could not core a 7 badge point badge. But anyway, then we can put on Deadeye silver and limitless range silver, and we have 1 badge left, meaning I can go ahead and put mini magician on gold. And there we go. There's my shooting badges. These will be the shooting badges I run to start. They might change, but for the start, these will definitely be the badges I run. I looked through all the badges, and these are the main ones I thought were going to be useful. Playmaking, we're definitely going to want Hall of Fame quick first step, and we're definitely going to want at least bronze bailout. Now, like I said, we need to put 1 more badge point on for our 10 badges, and for this, I would just put on like bronze floor general. You know I'm a good teammate, so we put on floor general, and with that, we have 13 badges left, putting on 1 that costs 7, so killer combos right here. We can go ahead and core this badge. Core, I think there's going to be a challenge for it, you guys can see, but this is just in the test builder, so it gives it to me already. We can go ahead and put on gold unpluckable and silver handles for days, and those are our playmaking badges right there. Now for defense, I'm definitely going to want to have Hall of Fame chase down artist and interceptor on. Those are 2 badges. That brings me up to 9 badge points used, which means I need to put 1 more on. So I'm going to put out box out beast on. Basically, it's just like box from previous years, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And for tier 3 badges, for me, I'm going to core rebound chaser because it costs the most for me, and then I will put on bronze clamps. I accidentally went out of the tester, so you guys can see like the other badge categories aren't applied. We'll just go where we left off. Sorry, rebound chaser is our core badge, clamps bronze, anchor silver, and we have 4 badges left, meaning I can up box out beast, I can put on post lockdown, or I can put on menace silver, or I could even drop this down to silver and put on post lockdown bronze. I could do a lot of things with those extra badges, and this is probably what my defensive badges will be looking like. But anyway, you guys can see we are in the city. I'm gonna upgrade after I get done recording. You know what I'm saying? We don't have VC yet, but I'm going to upgrade very soon. But that's gonna be about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys are excited, I'm gonna be playing both next gen and current gen, so don't worry if you only have 1 console. I'm gonna be playing both, so you guys don't gotta worry. We're gonna have content on both. But listen, that's going to be about it for this video. Please be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And with all that being said, I'm out, man. Peace.